One of the things that I would point out to people is that it's excruciatingly difficult to start a business from scratch. And it should be. I mean, people shouldn't feel that it's going to be an easy thing and there's nothing wrong with you if you go out and try to start a business and you find that it's extremely difficult, because for most people it is. And I think in a lot of cases, particularly African Americans, I think we get into a situation and we might find that it's extremely difficult and think maybe there's something wrong with us. But the thing I found is that no, that's just the way it is. I mean, we had some really difficult times personnel-wise in the business. I would say 6 of the first 18 employees that we hired ended up leaving the company for one reason or another. I had a financial person, a bookkeeper, who we discovered was embezzling money from us at one point. And I hired a young software engineer who was very talented, and I was excited about having hired her. This was when we were in business for maybe a year or so. 2 weeks after she's on the job, we're sitting down talking about where things are. I get up to leave, she hands me a resignation letter 2 weeks after she started. So we had a lot of difficulties, and again, in those days, we wondered whether the issue was that these people were coming to work for a small, black-owned company. Was there something wrong with us? But ultimately, we found that we weren't doing enough to sell our opportunity to them. During our first year in business, times were very tough, and we were kind of hand to mouth. Toward the end of that first year, I was wondering whether we were going to be able to pay everybody on time. And I got a call from one of my former colleagues at Bell Labs. It was a guy who, when I was a supervisor at Bell Labs, I had stood up for him because I thought he had been treated unfairly, hadn't been promoted when I thought he should have been promoted. And this guy called me up and said, toward the end of the year, Dave, I think I need one of your products. Can you tell me what I need? I said, well, if you would order just one of these TAS 1010 channel simulators, that'll be great. He said, no, Dave, you don't understand. I have a lot of money that I need to spend by the end of the year. Tell me exactly what I can get. So by the end of that call, he had ordered 5 of our products, and his order came to something like $100,000. And that carried us over the hump at the end of that first year, and from then on, we just went up. I would say that you got to develop your business idea as far as you can before you're out there in a position where you have no income. We were working for a company, the 3 of us who started my business were working for one of the top companies in R&D in the world. And we managed to develop our product to the point where we were only 9 months away from being able to sell it when we left. Now, had we just gotten an idea and jumped out there and tried to start the company, we would have been broke, because it would have taken a few years to develop this product. So, but one thing I would say to people is, whatever your idea is, you got to get started on it. Get started on it in some way while you can, while you still can. If you're working, go ahead and start on it at night. Do some research on it. My father is a great example, and I dedicate the book to him because he had this interest in electronics. And yet, at the time he came along, he was precluded from a lot of opportunities in the field just because of the discrimination that existed at that time. But he didn't let that stop him. He pursued his dream anyway in the basement. And even though he never built a business or made a lot of money, I saw him doing that, and that transferred to me. And I was able to take the ball and do something with it. So you never know where your efforts are going to take you.